All right, so welcome back to AI Trekkers, everybody. We're all about exploring, those trends and tools and topics across the AI universe. And today we're doing a deep dive,
Yeah.
into this Forbes article.
Yeah, this is a really interesting one.
It is by Nicola Sfondrini, and the title is pretty provocative, right? Can AI really cut it as a CEO?
Yeah, definitely got some buzz going.
So Sfondrini, he's kind of arguing against this whole idea that AI could actually be, the CEO of a company. And his main point is that AI lacks these kind of essential qualities that make a successful leader.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those is emotional intelligence.
Right. And I mean, it's a pretty complex concept, right? We're talking about the ability to not just understand your own emotions, but to recognize, how other people are feeling.
Right. And how do you respond to those emotions? And
Yeah.
and how do you use that information to, build relationships and make decisions?
Exactly. It's about empathy. It's about building trust. It's about navigating those really complex social dynamics that exist, in any organization. And that's where Sfardrini argues that AI really falls short.
So let's unpack this a little bit more because I mean AI, yeah, we know it can process tons of data, right?
Yeah.
Can make decisions, super fast, like in a split second, right?
Right.
So why isn't that enough to be a good CDO?
Well, I mean, because leadership is about so much more than just, making quick decisions based on data points, right? I mean, think about it. Imagine a company going through a really tough time. Maybe they have to lay off employees or deal with some kind of public crisis.
Oh yeah.
You need a leader who can connect with people on a human level, who can, inspire and reassure them, offer support and understanding.
And could AI even do that? Like could it offer genuine empathy and support in a situation like that?
That's the question, right? And Frandrini seems to think that, AI is just not there yet. AI tends to be very, data driven, very focused on logic and, and efficiency, which are important, of course.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily have that, that human touch, that ability to really understand and respond to those complex emotions that people are going through.
And that brings us to another really important point that Sfondrini makes about AI and leadership, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's about bias.
Uh-huh.
So how do you see bias playing into this? I mean, because we know AI can be biased, right? We've seen examples of that.
Absolutely. And, bias can creep into AI systems in all sorts of ways, right? It can be in the data that's used to train the AI. It can be in the algorithms themselves. And this is a huge problem for leadership because, biased decision making can lead to all sorts of unfair practices, right? It can create a toxic work environment. It can harm the company's reputation and ultimately lead to, poor performance.
Yeah, because if you're a CEO and you're making decisions based on biased information or using biased algorithms to evaluate employees or make strategic choices,
Yeah.
I mean that's gonna have some pretty serious consequences.
Exactly. And, Sfrandrini points out that, AI systems, they're often designed to optimize for very specific metrics, like profit or efficiency. But what about things like, employee well-being or ethical considerations?
Yeah.
Those are things that AI might not even be programmed to take into account.
So it seems like one of the big challenges with AI as a CEO is that it might be too focused on the short term, those immediate quantifiable results, right?
Hmm.
But what about the long term vision?
Yeah.
What about building a sustainable company culture? What about inspiring innovation? Can AI do that?
Well, that's another area where Sfrandrini expresses some serious doubts, right? I
Hmm.
mean, he argues that AI, it's really good at, optimizing existing processes, making things run more smoothly and efficiently. But when it comes to, true creativity and innovation, that ability to think outside the box, come up with, truly groundbreaking ideas, that's where human leaders really shine.
And why is that? I mean, why is human creativity so crucial for leadership?
Well, because, the world is constantly changing, right?
Yeah.
The business landscape is always evolving, and you need leaders who can adapt to those changes, who can anticipate, the next big thing and come up with, innovative solutions to the problems that we face. And that often requires a kind of, out of the box thinking that AI just hasn't demonstrated yet.
So if AI is you're kind of struggling in these areas, right?
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence,
Yeah.
bias, long-term vision, creativity. What does that mean for the future of leadership? I mean, are human CEOs going to become obsolete?
Well, Srandrini doesn't think so.
Uh,
He believes that AI can be a powerful tool for leaders, but
Yeah.
it shouldn't replace them altogether. He talks about this idea of AI augmenting human leadership. you know. So AI can handle, the data analysis. It can identify potential problems. It can even suggest solutions. But ultimately, the human CEO is still the one who makes the final decisions.
So it's more of like a partnership then, right?
Yeah,
Like AI and human leaders working together.
exactly.
Okay, but if that's the case, what does that mean for, aspiring leaders? What skills do they need to develop to thrive in this kind of AI-powered world?
Well, I think one of the key takeaways from Ms. Frondrini's article is that those uniquely human qualities, like empathy, communication, creativity, critical thinking, those are going to become even more important in the future.
Because you're not going to be replaced by a robot if you
Ah,
have, those skills that are really hard to replicate. And I think it's a really interesting thought, right? Like as AI takes on more of those, routine tasks, the data crunching, the kind of more mechanical aspects of leadership, what does that free up human leaders to do? And I think it frees them up to focus on those things that really require, that human touch, that human element.
absolutely. And that's a pretty exciting prospect.
It is, yeah.
Imagine a world where leaders can really focus on, inspiring their teams, on fostering a positive and ethical work environment, on, driving innovation and really making a difference in the world.
So it's not just about, can AI be a CEO? It's about how can AI help us become better leaders?
Exactly.
That's a great point to end on, I think. So thanks for following AI Trekkers, everybody, and we'll see you on our next adventure across the AI universe.
See ya.